Hello, this is World University and Schools News and Question and Answer on Monday, May 12th, 2025 at 11 a.m. Pacific Time. I'm at the Calistoga Public Library in the town of Calistoga, the north end of the Napa Valley, uh, holding this WUAS News and Q&A. And as we wait to see if people will join this open WUS Q&A, I'd like to share a little news with you. So first, um, greetings from MIT OpenCourseWare Centric Wiki World University and School, WUAS. How are you, Universitians and friends? I hope this email finds you well. This is MIT OpenCourseWare Centric ocw.mit.edu Wiki World University and School WUS News and Question and Answer, which is meeting at a new time of 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 2 a.m. Eastern Time, USA and Canada, 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, Western Europe, 11:30 p.m. India Time, 2 a.m. I think on Tuesday, the 13th of May in Hong Kong, China, with a Zoom URL that is posted in two blog posts the day before for this open conversation opportunity. Uh, the blog posts for today's 5/12/25 WS News and Question and Answer begin with Northern Goshawk Accipiter gentilis in World University and Schools.blogspot.com and in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. So, as a first item of news, in a way, glad to have begun Bangladesh World University and School in Google Sites with the URL sites.google.com/view/BD World University and School/home. And in the Bangla Bengali language for free to students online, WUAS degrees from home. And it's accessible also from this Wiki World University and School University, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/Bangladesh with a capital B. From also, which Bangladesh World University and School as a wiki page to begin is accessible from nation states. The nation states World University and School wiki main area, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/nation states, capital N, capital S, planning 200 major online research libraries that are also wiki, research universities that are also wiki from this nation states wiki subject page, a main wiki subject page at WUS. There are about 173 million Bangladeshis in Bangladesh and about 265 million Bangla speakers worldwide. So also in Northeast India, West Bengal in particular. And it's the seventh largest language in the world. So glad to have begun this last summer, 2024, and that it's up and running in the Bangla language as we seek to develop courseware and also get it into schools in Bangladesh, in Bengali language schools, such that students could have a choice to potentially develop their careers with Bangladesh World University and School in the Bangla language, for example. So, in what ways could MIT OCW centric Wiki World University and School, in a related vein, communicate with Dr. Vishal Varia at Rosary School Rajkot in Gujarat, India, on the west sort of the northwest side of India on the ocean, I think, is where Gujarat is, as its head. So Dr. Vishal Varia, whom I know a little bit from online uh, presentations and communications, is a lead in India at Google Educator Group's Google India, Google GEG Ahmedabad 2, for example, and possibly in communication with hashtag Grow with Google WUAS. And could Dr. Vishal Varia be in communication with Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google and Alphabet, and Peter Norvig with regard to Google Educator Group's India and growing Rosary School Rajkot, potentially to take advantage of online developments with information technologies, with artificial intelligence, with machine learning for students in his school, the Rosary School Rajkot. And what about also if World University and School could offer high school students in Bangladesh and in India international baccalaureate degrees for 16 to 19-year-olds, for example, from the home, and related free MIT OCW-centric World University and School IB degrees from home. And per Dr. Vishal Varia's career counseling recent Twitter post, X post, from the Rosary School Rajkot, which reads, Rosary School Rajkot, Rosary tweets, not sure what to do after class 10 in the Rosary School Rajkot? Get expert guidance at Rosary High School. Book your session now. And there are 2 phone numbers in India and 2 email addresses from India. And hashtag career guidance, hashtag Rosary High School, hashtag student support. And in these 2 World University and School blog posts for today, the Twitter post URL for Rosary tweets for the Rosary School Rajkot. Further, free online WUS college degrees, potentially for Indians in the Rosary School Rajkot and in all 22 scheduled languages. And at wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/the college at World University and School, or even International Baccalaureate or similar high school degrees from home. And there's the wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/WUAS International Baccalaureate Diploma and Program, if WUS could orchestrate these. So such degrees will emerge on these wiki pages, or access to such degree programs potentially will emerge on these websites. And related to the Bangladesh World University and School in the Bangla language, in the Bengali language, in the Google Sites platform, here's the beginning of the English language World University and School in Google Sites. sites.google.com/World University and School.org/World-University-and-School/home. And per our main beginning homepage at this time, worlduniversityandschool.org. Further, in what ways can MIT OCW-centric wiki World University and School WUS become a bright beacon, a bright beacon on information technology companies' innovation growth horizon, potentially for investors, but also for innovation, and in all 200 countries, languages, and in all 7,159 known living languages. So both, one, the nonprofit MIT OCW-centric wiki World University and School wing, its website is worlduniversityandschool.org, and also the Google Sites website for the World University and School side. And 2, The WUS Corporation Academic Press at WUAS, planned in 7,159 known living languages with machine and human translation, and the physical digital WUAS educational services stores for books, computers, robotics, groceries, hospital technologies, and think Walmart in 19 out of 200 countries. And its beginning website is at worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html, where WUS plans to be in each of all 200 countries and in their main and official languages. Excited to grow Bangladesh World University and School and India World University and School in their main and official and scheduled languages. So free MIT open courseware centric wiki World University and School is growing and growing with hashtag grow with Google WUAS, see Twitter. And for free to students online degrees, bachelor, PhD, law, MD, IB high school, similar AAAS, Associate of Arts, Associate of Science degrees, 2 years of undergraduate degree, and master's degrees, first in English, then in each of all 200 countries and in their main languages. And see Peter Norvig's incredible hashtag Tulify AIWUAS, revolutionizing education with machine learning and AI, World University in School article at tulify.ai URL. All the best, abolitionally friendly greetings. And the recording will be posted of today's 5/12/2025 WS News and Question and Answer to the main current YouTube channel for World University and School, youtube.com/ at Scott McLeod World University /videos. So that's a preamble. Agenda item 1 on the One World University and School, first of 2 WUS wings, a 501c3 nonprofit tax-exempt legal entity or similar. See the guidestar.org page for this in the USA. Around CC4 licensed ocw.mit.edu centric resources, which is also wiki. So this is World University and School, worlduniversityandschool.org presently. Agenda item 0, Siskiyou Mountains. The recording of the Monday, May 5th, 2025, World University and School, WS Press, WS News and Question and Answer. Hashtag Drosophila fly. Hashtag Avatar Agent Electronic Health Records. Hashtag for genetics. Hashtag aging reversal. Hashtag extreme longevity. Hashtag WUAS law SCHS. Hashtag law SCHS accreditation is posted from last week, 7 days ago. See the video, and it's on the main WUS YouTube channel as well. And the 2 blog posts for that from Monday, May 5th, 2025 begin Siskiyou Mountains. Check them out. Agenda item 1, how best to create the beginning of a realistic virtual Earth for aging reversal and extreme longevity genetic drug therapies emerging. I asked the fairly new Google AI Studio. So I asked AI Studio this question and got a dramatically mind-expanding reply from Google's AI Studio. So a set of tweets in these regards. Hashtag dramatically mind-expanding from aistudio.google.com. And you can see it in the blog post from Saturday, May 11th, 2025. It begins Astragalus. It's a flower. Astragalus, how best to create beginning and hashtag aging reversal machine. And regarding in hashtag G Street View room as hashtag WUS multimedia hospital room. And regarding also George Church's Geo Church on Twitter, YouTube video, 60 minutes, 66-second long video on engineering aging reversal. and also regarding the Harvard researcher Alex Plesa, who is studying aging reversal in a specific with a specific focus, and also potentially with Google DeepMind isomorphic AlphaFold 3 AI large language model. So AI Studio replied, and I put it in this blog post beginning Astragalus, with amazing code, uh, and also an amazing reply in English on to complement the computer code that it shared with regarding how to begin an aging reversal machine in something like Google Street View with Time Slider and with our avatar agent electronic health records. Check this out in Astragalus, how best to create a beginning aging reversal machine. So agenda item 2, another species. It begins with anglerfish. MIT and Harvard, how to grow almost anything, HTGAA 2025 synthetic biology online laboratory course for registered MIT and Harvard undergraduates and committed listeners and global listeners, of which I was one, and week 14 on biodesign and biofabrication. Here's an email to its faculty lead, David Sun Kong, and George Church, the Harvard and MIT professor of genetics in the Harvard Medical School, and 2 presenters from last week in this 14th week, and others. Greetings, and thanks so much for the excellent MIT and Harvard HTGAA 2025. The website at MIT for this is at media.mit.edu/courses/HTGAA. And the website for the course itself is 2025.htgaa.org. From this global listener, myself, in the synthetic biology online laboratory course. And thanks, Christina Agapakis and Suzanne Lee, for your excellent presentations. As founder, president, CEO currently, professor at CC4 licensed MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School, how might we best explore collaborating even, and potentially for WUAS matriculating students too, from all 200 countries even in the future, and as a seminal online laboratory course out of Harvard and MIT? And how did the laboratory nodes in cities around the world work out? For example, the Bio Club in Tokyo offered a node. I'm curious how many people, committed listeners, attended this, and how did they find their way into further the field of synthetic biology experimentally, and how did this work for HTGAA 2025? And thanks, David Sun Kong, too, for your great, excellent, and wonderful teaching of HTGAA 2025. You didn't miss a beat throughout the course, far out. So check out this agenda item. I won't read it all, but curious how World University and School might collaborate with this Harvard and MIT Media Lab and Harvard course for registered Harvard and MIT students and committed listeners from around the world, with nodes for physical laboratories to attend, and also global listeners, how World University and School might collaborate with the MIT Media Lab and Harvard Medical School to offer this course for our matriculating students, potentially next year even. Agenda item 3, another incredible reply from Google AI Studio. So this is regarding Harvard virtual Harbin Hot Springs creation and regarding the Naked Harbin ethnography book, which was published by the academic press at WUAS Press on Twitter in 2016. My first book, a large book, and paper copies are in libraries both in the US and in Canada, I think. Uh, find them near you in World Catalog, worldcat.org. So, in a blog post beginning Amoeba euchroma, asked hashtag Google AI Studio, aistudio.google.com, how best to create the beginning of hashtag realistic virtual Harbin, hashtag hot springs warm pool with hashtag onsen video, uh, and see the amazing tiltable onsen video of a hot springs in Japan, which is a perfect start for developing online hot springs, viewable even from our home bathtubs. So uh, ask Google AI Studio how best to create the beginning of a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs warm pool with this onsen video URL sitting on the hashtag H warm pools front bench near hashtag Harbin WP front stairs. WP stands for warm pool. Looking toward the hashtag Harbin hot pool room doorway. And further, I asked Google AI Studio how best to create the beginning of the realistic virtual Harbin hot springs warm pool with this onsen video. Regarding the first reply by Google AI to a related question I asked, and to add it or code it with Google Street View with Time Slider in 2007, in 2012, in 2024, per the Harbin Gatehouse here in a Google Maps URL of Google Street View with Time Slider Harbin Gatehouse. And see too also twitter.com/Harbin book and the URL for the Naked Harbin Ethnography book as well. bit.ly/Harbin book to start. And for academic STEM and ethnographic research too, especially. So a set of tweets in these regards. Virtual Harbin Hot Springs creation and regarding Naked Harbin Ethnography book, Academic Press at WUS Press 2016. The tweets read, incredible replies from aistudio.google.com to create hashtag realistic virtual Harbin from this onsen video URL. And check out the blog post beginning Amoeba and with hashtag G Street View with hashtag Time Slider. Fascinating opportunities for hashtag WUS students, hashtag universities students around world, and hashtag hackers to create hashtag realistic virtual earth. There's both tweets and LinkedIn posts in these regards. And see Peter Norvig's incredible Tulify AI WS article mentioning a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs and even studying bliss. Agenda item 4, a blog post regarding beginning law schools and to Stanford Law Codex about Stanford Law Codex presenters from last May 8th, 2025. The blog post begins, Acanthophyllum, recent news from MIT OCW Centric Wiki World University and School to Stanford Law Codex, beginning with some law school items. How an agenda item 1 regarding the American Bar Association accreditation or similar for the online World University and School California Law School at WUS or the USA World University and School Law Schools with time. How best to pursue this further? And this was in an email to Roland Vogel and initially, but the presentations from last Thursday in Stanford Law Codex were about both the dark web and gamifying smart contract writing. Fascinating and interesting, possibly for our potential law school faculty to teach about. Agenda item 5, a hashtag Carnegie Library in hashtag Layport CA at World Univ and SCH. We'll add this not only to a hashtag Realistic Virtual Earth for history, but also regarding the Carnegie Library in Lakeport, CA, which is closed, potentially for WUS educational services stores. So a question on Twitter, set a Twitter post and LinkedIn post. How could at World Univ and SCH develop this hashtag Carnegie Library, a picture I took, in hashtag Lakeport CA, hashtag Lake County's hashtag county seat as first, hashtag prototype physical digital, hashtag WUS educational services stores at WUS Press with hashtag WUS Lego robotics kits to get hashtag WUS students and for hashtag free WUS degrees, hashtag online from home, and in hashtag a realistic virtual earth. And this retweets the picture I took with this Twitter post, a hashtag Carnegie Library in Lakeport, California at World University and SCH. We'll add this to not only a hashtag realistic virtual earth for history, but especially a realistic hashtag realistic virtual earth for libraries and regarding hashtag G Street View with hashtag G Time Slider. And in this realistic virtual earth for libraries, enter it and pull a book off the shelf between 1918 and 1985. And I asked this question of Gemini AI and regarding when the Carnegie Library was built and learned that it was built between 1918 and 1985. Also helpful information. And this set of tweets is in a blog post beginning Shenandoah, Wilderness, Shenandoah. So skipping from agenda item 5 to agenda item 10, there are no other agenda items between this. Dear Bruce A. McHenry, founder at Jobs Foundation of California, and I wondered whether he might join this WUAS news and question and answer today, but I don't see him. I met Bruce A. McHenry, late last week, I think on Thursday or Friday, in the Middletown Public Library in Middletown, California, who has 3, I think, MIT degrees and much MIT focus experience as a mechanical engineer and having studied many other fields there. And emailed him a couple of times to follow up on our fascinating and great meeting. As a first further follow-up, and with your approximately 3 MIT degrees, and in noticing your LinkedIn page focusing on your creating jobs or similar as founder at Jobs Foundation of California, in what ways could MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School find possible MIT graduates and similar, and even from all 200 countries and in their main languages, to become WUAS faculty and researchers, plus, and to build out WUAS academically from MIT OCW, ocw.mit.edu is the URL, and as developers, and possibly executives on the WUS Educational Services Stores side, and at the academic press at WUAS planned in 7,159 known living languages with machine translation. So again, in the first email I sent to Bruce, good to meet and talk with you in the Middletown Library near Harbin, Hot Springs, today on Friday, May 9th, 2025. I don't visit Facebook very much at all, but will add you to the Free to Students CC4 licensed MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School WUAS News and Q&A emailings for Monday at 11 a.m. Stay tuned. I'm a member of the Religious Society of Friends, RSOF, having become a member in Edinburgh, Scotland in 2004, when studying at the University of Edinburgh, a member of Society of Friends Quakers, but not yet a recorded minister in a Quaker sense. I'm also a non-theist friend, NTF, and a conscientious objector in a Quaker sense too. See the conscientious objection blog label in my daily blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, and also have a certificate from the Iyengar Yoga Institute of San Francisco. But don't go by the name Yogi Scott or any related Indian names. You might find these hippie Anjali yoga notations interesting. scottmccloud.com/yoga notations.html. I'm also a member of Harbin Hot Springs Heart Consciousness Church for the time being. And here further are the beginnings of a realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs in this blog post beginning amoeba.html, I think from Friday, also May 9th, regarding my first large sociocultural anthropology book, Naked Harbin Ethnography. And I'm a bit hippie-minded as well. Do you happen to know Heather Dance Yogi Christensen of Middletown? Glad to have connected with Bruce McHenry, and regarding also his interest possibly in Harbin Hot Springs, or a watering hole for his group that he told me about a little bit. As a mechanical engineer, I think he's interested in road trains, how to make travel and transportation systems more efficient, for example, with a road train approach. So the other wing of WUAS, the WUAS Corporation, a second of two WUAS wings, which is a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California. The WUAS Corporation, the WUAS Press, academic press at WUAS in 7,159 languages with machine learning. Its beginning website is worlduniversityandschool.org/academic press HTML. And this is regarding meeting at the city council offices in Lakeport, California, where Lakeport is the county seat of Lake County, one of 58 counties in California. I went in there the other day after with some questions about the nearby Carnegie Library, which is now closed. I was curious about World University and School there, and even opening WUAS Educational Services Store there, a flagship one, as well as a welcoming center for WUAS prospective students, as well as possibly a concert hall and a yoga hall, and some other things as well. So I met in the Lake County, Lakeport City Council offices, Victor Fernandez, Shannon Delgado, and another woman. And Victor and Shannon gave me Hillary Britton, also in that office, email too. So I followed up with some further questions about WUAS Educational Services stores there. Particular, I'm interested in exploring the possibility of a WUAS Educational Services store in the Lake County, possibly in Lakeport's Carnegie Library Museum, now closed since 1985, I think. So, dear Victor, Shannon, Hillary, greetings. Great to see and talk with you, Victor Fernandez, at the Lakshmi Restaurant's grand opening in downtown Lakeport on May 8th, 2025, and with members of from the Lakeport City of Commerce, for example, Amanda Martin and Colleen Lee. So one, as a further follow-up, in what ways and how best might MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School, the WUAS Educational Services stores for books, computers, robotics, especially, Lego robotics kits, which WUS is an authorized reseller, and groceries too, and think Walmart, begin a flagship physical digital WUS educational services store in potentially one room or more of the closed Carnegie Library and potentially grow out from there. WUS seeks to grow our WUS educational services stores with Walmart software and infrastructure, where Walmart is in about 19 of 200 countries, and WUS seeks to develop these in all 200 countries, leaving about 181 further countries to grow in, where the WUS educational services stores for books, computers, robotics, especially Lego robotics kits, of which WS is an authorized reseller, and groceries in the Lakeport Carnegie Library would be the very first. So a big part of the WS educational services stores for books, computers, robotics, especially Lego robotics kits, is to reach out to and get WUS students to matriculate for free MIT OCW-centric Grow with Google WUS degrees from home. And in what ways could Rohit Kumar, an Indian I know from the Soda Bay Market, not far from 8 miles from Lakeport, and Priyanshu, whom also I know from the the Soda Bay Market, and other Indians in Lake County from the Haryana state in India, help grow these WUS educational services stores, both in Lakeport and possibly all 58 counties in California, and especially in India too, and beginning in August even or similar. And I think Rohit Kumar may have an asylum case pending with the Lake County seat, city council offices. In some of these regards, possibly too. Further, Victor, as I mentioned at the Lakshmi restaurant grand opening, I spent my high school years in Pittsburgh, PA, and have basically been back to Pittsburgh every Xmas since, regarding the Carnegie Library in Lakeport thinking and the origins of Andrew Carnegie's fortune and philanthropy too. So how best to proceed? Attend a Lakeport City Council meeting. I found this online. Meets on the first and third Tuesdays. The Lakeport City Council meeting meets in the City Council chamber on first and third Tuesdays. Public is invited to attend. Would this be worth attending? Victor, Shannon, Hillary? Best regards. Great to meet you and talk with you. And thank you, Scott. And please see the second part of this blog post with my initial email to you so far, Acanthophyllum from May of 2025 in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025/05/acanthophyllum.html. So brainstorming Walmart software and infrastructure for a very small flagship physical digital WS educational services store in the closed Carnegie Library, and with hashtag grow with Google WUAS as well. And possibly even regarding something I spoke with Victor Fernandez and Shannon Delgado and another woman in the Lake County City Council offices last Thursday or Wednesday. Just brainstorming, could we set up a sailing program in the summer off the waterfront with the Lakeport Yacht Club? I've taught sailing as a teenager to myself, to kids in Massachusetts. It was very fun. And could we set up a sailing program with the Lakeport Yacht Club, perhaps with the Lakeport City Council, and possibly to find WUS prospective students as well. Further to Victor Fernandez and Shannon Delgado and Hillary Britton, regarding the above agenda item A, could we set up these WUS educational services stores for books, computers, robotics, groceries, hospital technologies, a welcoming center to prospective WUS students with Stanford MindPy cryptocurrency, free money daily, which you can get all on your own with mindpy.com/SGKMAC from your smartphone. And regarding a WUS partnering emails we have from Stanford MindPy cryptocurrency. And as WUS seeks to code for most of all 7.9 billion people on the planet, each a wiki pin data pin number from here, you at World University. Uh, so fascinating possibilities to grow, explore growing World University and School, WUS educational services stores in the Carnegie Library, now closed in Lakeport, California, in Lake County, in Northern California. Further, agenda item C, last agenda item, WUS Company Press for medical school robotics, for 3D, for academic, as an academic press, as a poetry press, as a STEM press, science, technology, engineering, mathematics press, for textbooks, for educational games, VR, which is planned in 8,000 languages with machine translation, and a bookstore, potentially for hiring people, speakers of all these 7,159 known living languages. The URL for that is worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. Check out the Twitter or X URL at WUS Press. So that's the news and question and answer for today, on Monday, May 12th, 2025 at 11 a.m. I don't see that people are seeking to join us. I'll post this to the main YouTube channel for World University and School, World University and School, youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University, and also to both blog posts for today, as well as to Twitter and LinkedIn for World University and School. Our main Twitter X URLs are twitter.com/worlduniv and SCH, and twitter.com/WUASPRESS. If you have questions about World University and School, for students you might know of who are interested in matriculating at World University and School, let me know at president@worlduniversityandschool.org. And until next Monday, May 19th at 11 a.m., have a good week. Come in conversation on Twitter or LinkedIn or via email with World University and School for free MIT OCW-centric Grow with Google WUS online degrees from home and wiki schools for open wiki teaching and learning for speakers of each of all 7,159 known living languages. Until soon, bye for now.